Hey, welcome back to the Hooligans Pitch.
Hello.
The World Cup is still going.
Huh.
It's getting close to the end. It's getting really serious now.
6 days.
But that doesn't mean there's not plenty of drama still to be had.
And funny stuff just happening that feels like AI, and I just don't know anymore. I don't know. Time will
That's
tell.
the thing. The further we get into life, I guess, the simulation theory just feels more and more applicable.
I'm a believer here. Raccoons, weird theme of the day yesterday. Saw a game that looks like raccoons. Zach said
Uh-huh.
he wanted a pet raccoon. My dad sent me a picture of his pet raccoon. All of a sudden, Holland comes off the
What?
plane holding a taxidermied raccoon. What is
What?
going on? You saw that frame, right?
I saw that. I didn't know about the rest though.
Uh, Crazy raccoon Sunday.
Yeah.
Really bizarre that the raccoon was drinking a whiskey bottle.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Why is that a thing?
I was trying to think like
I mean, he was
where
in.
they had been and played and like yeah, maybe not a keys to the city thing, but like a welcome to our city. We have a
So who?
big Norwegian population here or
What
something.
city?
Yeah.
What city gave him that raccoon?
I don't know. I mean,
He's been to New Jersey. He's been to Boston. He's been to Dallas, New Jersey again, then Miami. Probably not Miami.
um my immediate thought was Boston, but I think it's probably New Jersey.
I was leaning Dallas, but
Really? Raccoons for Dallas?
taxidermies. I don't know, man. Drinking whiskey.
Mm,
It's just a weird. It's overall. It doesn't make any sense.
yeah.
There's a lot in this World Cup that hasn't made a lot of sense, but we can talk about it now. Chad, I found this fun beer at the store. It's called
Oh, cool.
Muchos Goles. Uh,
Nice.
there's great soccer graphics. Like I don't care if it
Oh,
tastes good.
yeah.
From San Francisco over at Laughing Monk Brewery. So that's what we're having
Hmm.
today.
Okay. I don't know if you've been on the Liquid Death hype
Not yet. I
ever.
want to be.
Well, I've been on it for a little bit now. Let's see. Boom. Oh,
Oh,
hey, there's Kara.
focus in. Focus in.
Bring her back here. All right. So it's sparkling water.
Okay.
But they go for more of like a soda vibe, I guess you would say, rather than like a flavored
Sure. Yep.
normal sparkling water. So they've been good. They got a few different options now, and been enjoying them. They're refreshing.
I'll look into it.
So this is the lime version, kind of 7-Up-y, Spritey. It's cool.
Okay, good to know. All right. Well, I'm drinking out my World Cup trophy. It's
Oh yeah,
almost here, Chad. We're 6 days
I
away
got
from the
mine
finals.
here. I just don't got the tall can.
You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build off pod topic. I'm gonna build a little insert that you can pop in and out, so
That'd be
you can
good.
have a 16 ouncer in there, 12. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we'll
That'd be
figure
nice.
that out as we go. Anyway, back to the stuff that may or may not have happened over the weekend. I think we talk about the most controversial thing. It has to be the stupid
Mhm.
cable that was flying over the England-Norway game. And what, because we haven't even talked about it a little bit. We texted
Yeah.
like an inkling, but I knew we would talk about it here. What do you think? Is this cable gate, drone gate? Is Norway lying? Is Rebecca
Uh,
Lowe lying?
well, I mean, so yeah, I didn't get to watch the game live because I was working. So I was like running back and forth,
Okay.
popping in here and there. And then as I was like on a break, just kind of catching up on what I had missed, I saw, yeah, talk of, well, I guess it was the video that Fox and Rebecca Lowe put forward of, here's this video of it hitting the cable. And I mean, even watching that, I was like, that's a terrible angle. Your zoom in is like now 3 pixels. Like
You're right.
it's really hard to tell. So that was my initial view of it, but it seemed to have some traction. So like that's when I reached out to you. Like, the hell just happened here, and how is it not called back?
In real time, didn't even notice it.
Yeah. See that, and that's kind of where I'm getting to because one, I just haven't really seen anything like overly conclusive that it hit anything, and two, I feel like there's just zero reaction on the field to it hitting a cable or anything, right?
Initially, right, there was that.
Mm-hmm.
If we look at the stats part of it, because that's where I'm always going to, If you had to guess what remind me Norway's keeper's name,
Nyland or something.
Nyland, yeah, Nyland. Guess what his shortest goal kick of the season was in the World Cup tournament? Any guesses?
Well, when you put it that way, I'm thinking it's this one.
It was that one. So that right there is already a, um, you know, could it just have been his weakest kick of the tournament? Like, sure, maybe, but
Maybe.
with the whole cable thing, like it just makes it's a perfect scenario. Like, yeah, what are the odds his shortest kick also happened to be when they're saying it hit this cable in the sky,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then we look at the ball and the stats that go into that, saying there was nothing touching it until it hit Elliot Anderson on the pitch, which they showed
Mhm.
us the graphic for. But we saw that thing hit strands of hair and get triggered.
Yeah.
You would think it would also pick up this cable that's in the sky, but I don't know. I was already skeptical about the strands of hair that was
Yeah.
happening. So this is already a weirder one. And Rebecca Lowe on the pitch said the ball hit a cable, and the Norway players looked up at it. She said that, and she's from England. It's
Mm.
like if anything's going to be biased, like it's going to be English people. But she's media. She's down on the field.
Yeah.
She said she saw it. Um, she's the only person I believe in media who says she saw it.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
it's a weird one. It's a weird one.
It is weird. Like, I think had there been more initial reaction from Norway players,
Uh-huh.
I'd be like more inclined to believe it, I guess. It's just hard that there's no like conclusive angle, and yeah, their sensor tech. I mean, yeah, if it can pick up a strand of hair, it can certainly pick up a steel cable, but
Right.
for that to not show anything, which I mean, let's be real, FIFA has already done some weird shit this tournament, so like do they not want to just maybe cover their tracks and show another portion of sensor? That could all be made up too, right? You can just
It's a
hey,
graphic.
we made our little graphic, post it up.
I mean, I could do that right now with a clip and a
That's what I'm
moving
saying.
of the edit, and it's there.
Yeah.
This isn't hard
So
what they did. What's weird about this Cablegate thing too is every player pretty much has their back turned when the goalkeeper's taking the kick, and they're not necessarily you're tracking the ball, but you're also looking to see who you need to match up with. The only
yeah,
person who's usually looking up at the ball and watching where it lands is the keeper, right?
yeah,
They're watching its trajectory. And yes, he doesn't react until after the goal is scored, but immediately after that goal is scored, he
yeah.
goes up and he says, you need to check to see what happened there. So he knew something was off. Either his kick was off or it hit something.
Mhm.
And then the weirdest video of all is that BBC 3D rendering.
Yeah. Like I'm not fully bought in on that because again, it is just a 3D rendering, but and I mean, I haven't watched enough of it in other games to see if there are little weird tweaks in the
Mm,
path of the ball and stuff.
sure, is it
But
like that all the time? We don't know.
yeah, but for that to kind of hit this weird like mid-air dip was very strange. But I did see one comment saying like, okay, well, if that cable is connected to a camera, can we not just see the footage from that camera? Because
Right.
certainly that camera should have some shake or something in it, right?
Why
But
haven't we seen that?
I don't know.
Why not?
I don't.
Like this is Mitch McConnell all over again. Give us give us some proof, damn it. We're waiting.
Yeah.
We want to see you.
I mean, at the end of the day, like I try and accept these games and everything as they come because it's more fun that way.
Sure.
But I also realize that like as I've said on here before that like this is FIFA's like biggest best product, right? So you do want the most exciting games as you get closer to the end. Is a game between England and Argentina more exciting than Norway and Argentina?
Of course.
Probably. Bigger names on both sides. You know, more fleshed out teams, I guess you could say, on both sides. Again, I'd like to believe that FIFA's not getting their fingers in this, but you know, we
They
see the
already have.
Balogun thing. We've more information's coming out about, you know, one dude is
That's crazy.
the guy who overturned it or delayed the suspension. So they're not making themselves look good. And I think partly it's because of that this situation, it leaves that kind of conspiracy door open. And it should be cut and dry. But unfortunately, it is just a question mark. I think it will, just be kind of swept under the rug as it, like, I already don't see a whole lot more talk about it, but it's crazy.
I mean, the Balogun thing, we're seeing things a week later come out. Maybe we'll see
That's true. Yeah.
things happen post final. I mean, whoever wins this final, that's going to take a lot of the spotlight and away from
Sure.
what's happening here.
Yeah.
This isn't good for the fans, though. I think that especially the newcomers who don't follow soccer as close as we do, they see these things happening. They're like, wow, what a crazy thing that's going on in the World Cup. And I'm like, this is kind of like the normal week in, week out. Like maybe not as crazy as Cablegate, but like, come on, we think about our Premier League season. Think about all the drama, the controversies, and
Yeah.
like how I was like, when the Cablegate got brought up to the fantasy football guys, I was like, we've already had an episode on VAR Wars. This is like episode 6 that we're pretty much on now, fighting back on what is happening.
Yeah.
So was England the better team that day? Yeah, you could argue that. Did Holland look like a shell of himself? Absolutely. I don't know if it was the Miami Heat that got to him,
Yeah.
but he didn't look his normal self. I also think that England has played, most of those guys have played against him. They
I think
knew
that's
him. We
big.
talked about that. They wasn't
Mhm.
a, who did they play in their first game? Was it, remind me, it was Jordan.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Was it Jordan? No, Jordan was playing against Messi. Whoever Norway played first, and they came out and absolutely Holland surprised the hell out of them.
Yeah. Let me try and
Damn,
find it.
I'm totally blanking on who their first game was.
Iraq.
Iraq.
First
So
game, 4-1 win against Iraq.
so none of those guys have seen anything like Holland before. There's no way. And England has, I would say, outside of Judas played against him.
hmm Jude's played with him at Dortmund.
Correct.
So,
I assume Kane. Kane's probably the only one who's never matched up against Holland.
um, no, he was probably at Tottenham still when Holland came in. 'Cause Holland's been there a handful of years now.
1 year, maybe 1 year with him.
Maybe one, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
So like,
so I think pretty much across the board.
so you could argue everyone on England has played against him,
Yeah.
either domestically or in Champions League. And that no other team has had that.
Mhm.
Most of Brazil. I mean, sure, some of Brazil, but not all. And
Yeah.
you go down the list, and it's been Holland has been a holy shit for a lot of these teams.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised Norway didn't get it. I am surprised though that it wasn't a let's feed Holland the ball all game long. And we saw a perfect example where Sorloth
Mhm.
had the opportunity of a lifetime to pass it to him.
Yeah.
John was with me. I was grabbing his shoulder. I was like, goals coming, goals coming. And then I just kept shaking him and nothing was happening. And that was a shocker. And now it sucks. This guy's getting like death threats and all that stuff, which is just,
Yeah, it's silly.
but it's ridiculous when it gets to that point. But what was he thinking? He said he had an opportunity to take a shot, but he hesitated. And then
Yeah.
it was donezo.
I think, it's one of those where, things have been not really going your team's way necessarily. So you sometimes want to be the hero, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe he was thinking, well, they know Holland will shoot, so let me try and surprise them with a shot myself. But like, I think in the end, you just got to keep it simple more often than not. And like that passing lane was so open for him. And that's that bread and butter ball that Holland can get so much power on out of nothing. And that's, I won't say a for sure goal because Pickford can make a crazy save, but I'd say like 98% that's going to be a goal.
He had enough time to take a touch. Pickford was still on
Yeah.
his line. Pickford wasn't charging out. Hesitation killed him. That's what it
Yeah.
was. Even if he would have taken the shot first time and put it on target, I don't think it would have been that big of a deal. Like it would have been, you had Holland open, but at least you put something on target. At least you made Pickford think that you were going to take shots too, instead of doing a cut in dribble blasted. I think into Konza or whoever he blasted it into.
Yeah.
That was disappointing. And then Holland's, you got to give we gotta talk about Holland a little bit here. Is he looked
Mhm.
so mentally tapped out of that moment, and it was still so early. And it was like, dude,
Yeah.
you gotta like probably yell at Sorloth in that moment. You
Mhm.
can't sulk. And he had a sulking moment, and that made me think he wasn't right either in the head or the body. I don't know which.
Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt that the heat of that game played a big effect, and just later in the tournament, so less rest,
Mm-hmm.
um, and then yeah, coming up against a team that knows him very well, so it was all kind of working against him, and he's been that guy for most of these games, and I think maybe some of that pressure got to him of like now it's like you came up against Brazil, and it was probably somewhere in your head of like, this is probably where our run ends. And then all of a sudden now you're through there and it's like, whoa, what are we doing? And, gets a little too much of a mental game, maybe. Not that I
Right.
think he's, weak mentally in his game. It's never really been a thing, but I think deep into a tournament, it's, I mean, it's something he doesn't really have to experience. I mean, even in Champions League, it's like, yeah, you get deep in that tournament, but then you have, a week kind of break back to Premier League, like change your whole mindset from one competition to another. And here it's just been like go, go, go and getting more and more serious.
I think it will not be surprising to me if Norway in our lifetime make it to the semifinals, um,
Mhm.
because they're going to ride Holland into the ground, and he's that good to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a learning opportunity. England's been here before. All these teams have been here before in the last decade and a
Yeah.
half. So I'm not shocked um, about these final four teams. It would have been awesome to see Norway sneak in there and get a little underdog moment. I mean, we were close, but no surprises that we have the top four teams in the final four
Yeah.
for the first time ever. By the way, that's
Yeah.
crazy too.
That was crazy. My mom told me that yesterday. I was like, what the? That's
Way to go,
you
Pam.
would think. I don't know where she's digging up her data, but she's right. So, but yeah, it's very surprising. But yeah, I think just to finish on Norway, I think, this is obviously a really bright showing for them, and should be motivating to a lot of their younger players still coming up through the ranks. Um, but I think once these games get into extra time and stuff, Norway just doesn't have the depth that
For sure.
an England will or a Argentina will or any of that. So it's a great run. You went out looking better than the USA did, so that's all you can really ask for when you leave. And yeah, it's fun to watch.
Was fun. All right, on to the next one. Argentina, Switzerland.
Hmm.
Boy, that game was. I was pretty locked into that game
Hmm.
from start to finish. The start that Argentina had was like, let's keep the ball down at their pitch. Let's not give them any possession. Obviously, they score their goal in the first 10 minutes. And
Hmm.
then they just decided to really not want to possess the rest of that first half.
Yeah.
And Switzerland, honestly, was just getting closer. Each
Hmm.
possession they got closer, closer, closer. And then we get into halftime. And they're like inching their way to goals here, right? And I was like, I remember I literally said this to John, no joke. I said, John, Switzerland's about to put on the gas on this play because they've been this close on the last couple
Yeah.
possessions. And I swear to God, 30 seconds later, they scored that goal. And we just had like oh my God, it was one of those like moments. I was like, I'm glad someone witnessed what I just said. It was like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And then 5 minutes later, we see the dive of the tournament. Uh,
Yes.
what do you think? What do you think Mbolo either was thinking in the moment and then thinking, "Holy shit, this is going to VAR"? Do you think he knew he was screwed?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I think in the moment he's anticipating that tackle to come in, right? So yeah, he kind of throws himself early, but then I think he would probably still feel a little bit okay even when it goes to VAR, because there is contact later on in that, but he's already halfway down to the ground by that point. So
Right.
he's probably thinking, okay, well, like I kind of got away with this one. This dude got the yellow. It won't be anything more than that. Like there was contact, whatever. But yeah, when it's the reversal and unfortunately his second yellow.
So it went to VAR though because
Mhm.
the refs wanted to make sure they're giving the yellow to the right person.
Yeah. So I think a lot of the controversy, if you want to call it, around this is just verbiage, honestly. Because I was looking it up too. I was like, I don't know. Can we just like change a call?
Right. And in other sports you kind of can't. You challenge a
hmm
specific thing, and if something happens elsewhere within that challenge, that's not what we're focused in on here. We're focused
Yeah.
in on who's getting the yellow, right? And I understand the verbiage part and the reviewable part, and obviously FIFA does it different than any other sport, as they should.
hmm
Um, it's interesting though they could just completely take back the call and alter it. Um, I mean, complete 180 on who the card is going to and
Yeah.
what we're looking at here, because the call was, and that's where I'm not really understanding. So maybe if you saw something different, is go see who should get the card. The ref went to the camera and said, well, the only person who's getting a card is not on this team. It's on the other team. So therefore we're reviewing a dive and then getting a card for simulation. So the whole find out who gets the card for the foul just like got erased because it didn't
Um.
happen. It just didn't happen. There was no foul, right? We can argue that there was no foul.
So yeah, I think it falls under they like as they do in some of these summer competitions update some rules for the next season, all that. So there was a there is an update of a few different laws in the game. One being that VAR may review a player wrongly being shown a red or yellow card when the offense was committed by another player of either team.
Beautiful.
So the that's why I think it's a verbiage issue, really, because mistaken identity, as we saw a handful of times, I think this tournament,
Yeah.
um, that sounds like straight up like, oh, I gave the card to the wrong person. You were supposed to get the card, but they're also kind of using it, which they did with what USA versus Paraguay, Tim Ream and Miguel
Mm,
Almiron. Tim Ream initially got the yellow card. It went to review for mistaken identity. Almiron got the yellow for a simulation, right? So
okay.
it's the same thing. It's just throwing up that line of mistaken identity
Yeah.
and then kind of also changing the call in that, I think it is confusing. And I think that's where a lot of people were like losing their minds on this of VAR is re-reffing the game, which yes, it kind of did.
But do you argue they got this right?
I would say this is right
Yeah.
based on
Exactly.
what this says. It's just they need to be much more clear in how it's presented.
For sure.
Uh, there needs to be another term than mistaken identity for these kind of situations, right? Like,
It should just be
because
review the call. Just review the
yeah,
review the whole call in general and make sure we got this right.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, but then at the same time, like these kind of calls, they feel a little bit harsh to VAR review, I guess. Like, yes, did the ref kind of get played here? Sure, but I don't necessarily want to open that door, I think, to like everything being reviewed by VAR and like I don't know. It's like we're getting very close to just being like too heavy-handed with it.
Yeah, we're gonna be simulated soon. So
Mhm,
when VAR made the call for mistaken identity,
mhm.
did they make the call because they thought the ref gave the card to the wrong person, or they assumed there was a dive here and simulation was occurring?
Both, I think I'd say.
So you think VAR saw the dive and said, you need to check this out and this needs to
I
be reversed?
I think had the Argentinian player not been given a yellow card, this would have just played out
Hmm.
like normal and Ebola would have been fine. I think because he was given a yellow card, VAR saw that there was no touch, no foul. So then it's like, okay, well, he was incorrectly given a yellow card, so that's the review. But then in that, it the yellow goes to the other player in Bolo here because it's a dive. But so it's just a weird, like, I don't want to say like misuse of the mistaken identity, but it's just the wrong wording for it.
It's the
It's
wrong. It's poor. Exactly. It's a poor choice of words. To me, when I first saw this, take out all the commentary, take out everything I'm seeing. They go review the card or go review the call. I saw him Bolo dive. I said, "Oh shit, he's gonna get a yellow for simulation and get a red card."
yeah.
I didn't care what anyone had to say. I didn't even really care what they were looking at. But I was like, if he reverses this, he's getting a red card. It's for sure. It's gonna be
Yeah.
the right call. And I don't. Argentina so far has had, I think, 8 VAR
Mm-hmm.
I won't call them controversies. That's too messed up. But they're close. 8 VAR reviews, and all of them have gone their way. So for this one to be the next one in line too, it's just like oh man, like,
Yeah.
did they get it right? I think so. Especially in this game. Other games, yeah, there's some, I'm leaning one way rather than the other.
Yeah.
But this one, I was like, unfortunately, I do think Mbolo dove, and he
Yeah.
should have a red card here. Is it extremely harsh to get a dive? Here's the other thing I was going to say. We see dives all the time happen in the Premier League when
Mm-hmm.
someone's on a yellow, and that ref is like, you could see he wants to do it, but like never does. It,
Yeah.
it almost never happens. You get a red card on a dive. For this to happen here, this has to start a new precedent where if players are going to dive now, you have to assume they're going to get a red if they're on a yellow,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, and I think that's fair. I think most people would support that. It's just, I guess, yeah, the way this all went down and I think happening to include Argentina in this makes it feel so much more worse and unfair. Because, yeah, I mean, Premier League, any league, like, we see diving all over the sport, and it's always just kind of that, it's always the conversation that comes up with anyone that doesn't watch that closely of like, oh yeah, well, soccer players are always diving and throwing themselves to the ground. It's like, I just kind of ignore it because there's no real good argument for it. Like, it's like, yeah, they do.
Every
But
sport though, every sport does that to a
yeah,
certain degree. And
sure.
I've seen basketball subreddits saying right now, I wish we could get this harsh with our flopping because then it would be
Mhm.
eradicated. There'd probably be no, if
Yeah.
you got suspended for or you did a flop and then they looked at it post game and suspended you, it would get cut so fast. There'd be the flops would be so much less.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I feel like this would almost be a really good situation for that blue card that was talked about, right? Of like,
for
you
sure.
flopped. Here's your, like, this is a warning, but like a friendly warning. Go, like, sit out for 3 minutes or whatever we're deciding for this flop, and then if it happens again from there, then okay, you can get into actual yellow red card territory. But um, yeah, I mean I don't personally think like diving is overly prevalent in the game as much as it was in past
For
years. I
sure.
think VAR
VAR
has helped
helps.
that just being there. But I mean, yeah, it's obviously still a thing and should be punished. And I think, yeah, this was the right call. Just in a weird roundabout way, we got there.
And right when Switzerland was getting momentum too. That's
Yeah,
that's what's that's what's the ultimate killer is here is everything was starting to go their way and you're like, shit,
yeah,
Argentina's looking vulnerable here. And then you know,
yeah.
they almost made it. They gave him so
It's
much space
close.
on that shot. I called the shot before it was happening.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
put
and
him on.
that's what I was talking about with my parents because my mom's been watching every single game.
Hell yeah.
So I don't know if I can drag her into Premier League, but we'll see. But I was saying, Argentina, especially in these last 3 games, and they've kind of played almost similarly, just in different phases of the game where it's like, yeah, they get their go-ahead goal, look good, or come back and look good and tie it up. But then for each 3 of these past games, it's the other team is either getting tired or takes their foot off the gas a little bit, and it's that last like 15, 20 minutes, they just let Argentina have so much of the ball in their half at the top of the box, passing around. They're going to find their way through. They have 3 times in a row now. I get Switzerland, you're down a man, so it's like even harder, but a bummer, which, I'm hopeful England sees this and can at least, take it to them for the full 90 if it comes to that point. But yeah, I mean, they got Messi on that team. They got a lot of good players. You can't let them have the ball so much.
Especially in that final third phase of the game where it's just they're going to chip away until they finally get it. And to be fair, that's what the best teams have been doing right now.
Oh, yeah.
Outside of France, because they've just put the gas on, 10 minutes in and don't let you ever get back into the game. But Spain, same thing. Chip away at the very last second to score. It makes sense, right? Let the other team wear themselves out all game while you conserve all this energy and then really blast them when it's time. So I don't know. This next round's fascinating. I really don't know who's going to win. I mean, France will probably beat Spain. England, Argentina, dude. I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't.
I think they can both be toss-ups. I feel like France is really hard to judge right now because
I agree.
we haven't really seen them go against a top team like this, right? So, yeah, but even then, Spain's not been playing as well as I think anyone had really thought they would be playing. I'm sure it'll be a good game, but I think France just has more potent players across the pitch than Spain does. Unless there's another Mikel Merino late goal, like who knows? But I'm leaning France on that one. Even as, I have Spain in Survivor. I picked Spain from the get-go to win this thing. I think France looks the more threatening side.
Yeah.
But yeah, England, Argentina. I want to believe England can get through. I'd love to see a France-England or even a Spain-England final. But I don't know. Argentina's a tough beast, and now you're getting to that point where it's like probably Messi's last World Cup. They want to be the repeats. They got all this like momentum. Every single fan at that game is Argentina or a Messi fan. So it's like an away game again for England. Like, yeah, it'll be a tough one.
I think FIFA wants a France-Argentina rematch considering what happened last time and the drama and how crazy that game was. I mean, I feel like England's going to have to play the best game of their lives here. And I don't think we've seen Argentina's best game yet. So it's a tricky one. I think Argentina has honestly been cruising until they have to say, you know what, it's time we go out and win this game. And even when Swiss got the red card, it looked like there was no panic on anyone's faces that they would eventually find a way into goal. If it took extra time, they'd find it. They did not want to go to PKs. You could tell that.
Yeah.
But, Swiss was doing everything they could to get to PKs. That was really their only hope.
Yeah.
So, and then, Spain gets by because Courtois goes down, honestly, and then Lemans can't make that save. And, it's a weird way that all these teams kind of got here. I mean, everyone here outside of France had some type of hiccup or some type of speed bump that they ran into. I mean, France and Paraguay, it was 1-0, but I think France was totally in control of that game despite Paraguay doing whatever they had to do to get in their heads.
Gosh, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm thinking it's going to be France-Argentina again in the finals. And I don't want to say that because FIFA wants that. I just genuinely think those are the best teams still. I think England is... Again, they could surprise us. They could.
Yeah, England's just still England. Like, they have all these players, but come, a national team tournament, they just can't really ever get it together in such a like
Yeah.
comprehensive, like threatening, smother you kind of way that like they should be able to with the talent that's on that team.
Right. And Declan was in bed for 3 days prior
Yeah,
to
I'm
this
getting worried
game.
about that guy.
Um,
I'm starting to worry about some of these Arsenal players coming back to the club and in what condition and how this start of Premier League season's going to look.
yeah, you're on the rougher end of all that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
In
I mean, look,
in 1 month's time, Premier League.
already? Oh, yeah, we're right around there. I mean, yeah, so we'll see. Like, I mean,
21st.
Saliba's apparently nursing some back injury. You know, yeah, Declan's already talking about having some like nerve pain. Saka's maybe healthy, maybe not.
Hey, Yorkroad should be good to go.
He better be, because I think we're gonna need him. Yeah, so we'll see. I think both these games will be really good, though. I think Spain will put up a good fight. I don't think it'll be. I think France will win this easily in the end, but I think it will be a good battle to get there. And then yeah, England Argentina. It feels like it's going to be a late winner for me, honestly. So
That wouldn't shock me. Another goal for Jude.
I think so.
Yeah,
I
it just
mean,
feels right. He's been such a beast in the box.
he's doing that. I mean, the way he plays anyway, but like reminds me of that season or two where like Phil Foden was getting all the flowers, and like that's exactly what he was doing, is coming in late and just finding that like back post or empty hole that was, you know, left vacant while Holland's on the other side. And you know, it's working. And I mean, he looks really good. He looks, you know, motivated, and I think it's certainly a weapon they need to use and get him in all those positions that they can.
One last thing. Argentina is considered the underdog in that matchup.
Really?
Yeah.
It's surprising.
Not by much. It's going 55-45. England and Argentina. So yeah, I don't know. Based on what we saw with Norway, England's gonna have to play much better than that. But again, based on what we've seen Argentina in the last 5, they gotta play better than that too. It's a toss up.
Yeah.
It's a true toss up for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I think we pretty much nailed that one. 40 minutes in, not too shabby. Anything else you want to bring up for closing time?
No, I'm just it's that weird time of the tournament where like all of a sudden it's at the end. I'm gonna miss having so much soccer to watch day in and day out, and but I'm just telling myself like this ends in like 3-4 weeks from then Premier League's right back in and right back to it. So
oh man, it's crazy. It's so close. I'm looking forward to this season more and more as we go on. Again, that'll be season 5 for us, which is crazy too. Season 5, whew, we're right there. I know. All right, Chad. Good talking, good chatting. I'll see you probably not until the final. We'll chat off camera, but the final. I think we'll do closing time and talk about favorite moments, 2030, and the possible expansion to 64 teams.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. We'll see. All right, with that, Hooligans Pink, we're out. Sweet.